haven't seen those in here before. They're in with the horses. Oh, it can smell Jack's. Huh.
Autumn and Halloweeny stuff loads, but I think I might like another pumpkin. Like just glasses are so cute. If I was having a Halloween party, these would be straight in the bag. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Oh, and Betty playing.
Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I was quite excited the other day because I looked on the YouTube dashboard and I had quite a few new subscribers from when I last checked. So my goal was, and still is, that by the end of October I will have 100, because I'm only uploading one video a week or one every 2 weeks. So I thought, you know, about 100 by the end of October, I'd be kind of happy with that. That's some steady growth. And I'm at like 90 something, 92 now. So that was really good. That was nice to see. So welcome back, and welcome to people that have subscribed recently. It's now Wednesday. It's my day off. The last bit you would have seen was when I was walking our dog on the weekend with my husband, and we went for a nice walk through the woods. It's autumny. I was actually quite surprised actually that it was more green than I thought it'd be, because my favourite time to walk through the woods is when everything's turning, everything's yellow, orange, you know, the floor's covered in leaves. That's my most favourite time to walk through there. And I haven't been through the woods for a good couple of weeks, that particular one. And so I was quite surprised that they're still quite green. And I always forget every year that actually it's not really until getting into November that you start to see the real change, and it feels really autumny. So I was kind of like, it's really beautiful, lovely, lovely walk. The weather has been amazing. It's been like 17 degrees. It's been warm. It's been really lovely. But yeah, I did expect it to maybe be a bit more autumny, but I'm just a bit too early. I think I just forget that every year. However, even though the weather has been surprisingly nice and sunny for this time, I am just switching out my wardrobe, which is what all of these piles of clothes is behind. These are all my jumpers. I've realised I have an awful lot of cosy clothes. I have more cosy clothes and sort of indoor comfy clothes than I do anything else. That was very apparent to me as well when I was getting ready to go down to Brighton last week. So yeah, I've got my jumpers out, so I need to put them in the wardrobe. I'm looking at it and thinking, I don't know if I've got enough space in there. So that would be interesting to try and get those in. And then I've got two big piles of jumpers. Then I've got sort of skirts and things for work that I wear with, you know, black tights, boots, that kind of thing. So I'm going to do that. I'll show you. You can have a laugh at me trying to fit everything into here. And then I am getting ready because I have the dentist, which is one of my least favourite things to do in the world. So I'm going down to the dentist. I have an hour's drive. If you're in the UK, most people I think that subscribe are in the UK. To be with an NHS dentist, you have to drive a certain amount. So my dentist is nearly an hour's drive away. So it's quite the round trip to go. But I mean, I'm grateful that I'm, you know, even under the NHS. There's a lot of people in my area that can't get on any wait lists or like NHS practice anywhere. It's all just private. So I've got that, so I'm kind of moaning that I've got to go do that, but I do realise I'm fortunate to have an NHS dentist at all. So I'm going to go do that. That's near to where my parents live, so I'm going to pop in. My mum's not in. She's gone away with my nan for a couple of days. They do like this little getaway thing together, which is quite sweet. So they've gone away for a night, and my dad's there on his own, so I've said I'm going to go pop in and see my dad, have a coffee with him, or go out for coffee and have coffee and cake somewhere. So that'd be nice to catch up with him for a little bit on his own. Don't very often see him on his own. He's normally with mum. Is that a dad thing? And then head back, take the dog out, all the stuff that comes in that's just like the normal daily thing, really. I need to pop into Home Bargains and see if they've got the winter candle in yet. My favourite one is the gingerbread. I bought the pumpkin chai. I I think it is almost rebranded like the gingerbread, but it's given a different name. And I think in the summer they call it hot cross buns. I'm pretty sure it's the same scent though, but the only time of year it feels appropriate in the house is autumn, coming up to Christmas, and then after Christmas, somehow even then it doesn't feel the appropriate scent. Get the dog a chew. He has hurt his paw. We just can't believe he's done himself an injury again. We're not really sure. It's been a couple of days and he's just limping a little bit. We can't see any obvious signs of anything. He's not yelping. He's not out of sorts at all. He wants to run. He wants to jump. He wants to do all of these things, but he has a little bit of a limp, and every now and again he holds his paw up. We think he twisted it. He was playing with his ball in the field on Saturday, and we think he might have twisted it. We can't see any obvious signs of anything. If it carries on for a few more days, obviously we'll take him to the vet, but he's not out of sorts. It's almost like he doesn't even notice there's anything wrong, really. But you know, he's not walking with his normal gait. I'm running out of time. It's 9:30. I have to leave in 1 hour. So I'm going to do this and I will bring you along with me to the dentist. Excuse my lovely tatty jumper. It is clean, but it has, I think it's paint on it from when I was doing the kitchen. Right, I don't think I've got enough room. I've got a ton of hangers. So I think I'm going to take the t-shirts because I've cleared all the shorts out. I've cleared some space in a drawer down there. Excuse all the junk at the bottom. Have you noticed? I've seen other people and their houses are perfect and everything has a place. Not my house. Shirt. Oh, there's one. Shirts, because they're always handy no matter the time of year, I find. So I always keep my shirts out in the wardrobe. Can any of these go in the drawer? What do you I think the flannel ones can. Maybe those can go in the drawer. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put them here near you. Those ones can go in the drawer. Then I've got sort of all my blouses on this end and skirts. Well, I can put that away. I'm definitely not going to be wearing a linen dress anytime soon. I forgot about that one. That can go away in the summer drawer. Okay. Okay, we have a bit more room. Can you see? We have a little bit more room. So, this is a job I hate, by the way. Hate it. Actually, no. I'm going to put a couple of the jump. Why would I do that? Clearly, you want to keep these hung up and put the jumpers in the drawer. Would you not? That makes more sense. My brain. Right. Put this shirt. I quite like wearing these type of material shirts because I find I've got I've said to you about I wear the hay shape stuff underneath, but I also find you can put a vest top underneath and make it a bit warmer on some days where it's cool, but it's not really, it's not freezing cold jumper weather, you know, those in between days. I'm trying to think what I'm going to wear today. I think I'm going to wear jeans. Got a cup, so that was quite a thick jumper. I know I've just completely gone over that. It's quite a thick one. that is almost like you can wear that on its own without a coat on a day that's a bit more mild and you don't want to quite wear coats. Then I've got turtlenecks. So I've got one in that colour and then a black one, because they're just the staple, aren't they? A black, yeah, kind of tan, nude, beige turtleneck. They're kind of standards. Basics for the, is it the trendy word, the capsule wardrobe, isn't that the thing? Then I have this jumper, which is quite thin, but I always quite like this one. I don't even know if it's trendy anymore. It was more of a trendy thing at the time, with the pearls kind of on it. I'm gonna put it in the drawer, because I have to be honest, I'm not entirely sure I really am into that anymore. Not sure about that one as much as I used to be. Then I have the standard cable knits, which a shirt underneath with a pair of jeans. I wear them for work as well. Mock turtleneck jumpers. These ones were off of Shein. I know Shein is a bit controversial, but we don't all have £70 per jumper for cashmere or whatever it is. But these are actually really good quality off of Shein. I was really quite surprised, because they were only about, what, £8 each? Surprising good quality. I've had them now for about 3 years, which I don't think is bad. Then plain black cable knit. I like having things, I like having things that are just, they're just staples, aren't they? They never go out of fashion. Whereas the fashion people would say, it's classic, it's timeless. Because I like the mock neck so much, I bought it in a beige, and I've also bought it in a black, and I think I'm going to wear the black one today with the shirt collar, because it's too warm for an actual shirt underneath. I think I'm going to wear my wide leg blue jeans and my Timberland boots today, because it's the rare weather, and we won't have many days of it, will we, where there's no rain, so I'm not going to ruin my Timberlands. So I think that's what I'm going to wear today. Oh god, I even got the turtleneck in the grey as well. I loved it that much, clearly. So I've put everything away, and I've just gone and done my teeth, and I thought I'd actually just explain a little bit, because I made a couple of comments and I'm like, actually let's just explain. I'm quite aware at the moment that I am not feeling my best self. It's become quite apparent, especially when I've been editing videos back, and I can tell that they feel a bit all over the place, and I think that's kind of reflective to how I feel mentally at the moment. And I also made, in the last video, I sort of said about not feeling, you know, that great about my physical self. But yeah, I think I just want to really clarify that I think there's a misconception, because of what I do as a therapist, that therapists somehow aren't, they're not affected by these things, or if they are, they know how to work through them. And I think, yes, that is true, that, you know, I definitely have more skills available to me than I did years ago before I trained, because I understand myself better, I have better self-awareness, and I have an understanding of emotions and what the actual function of emotions are for, and to give myself permission to have emotions, give myself permission to have bad days, But I do think, and I'm coming from a place as well where I wasn't a therapist and I was a client in therapy. And probably, I did it as part of my training, but I was in therapy before for a little while to work on all kinds of different things. And I definitely saw my therapist as, well, they probably don't get bothered by any of this stuff. Like, how would it, they just float through life, surely. They're just able to do that because they seem so sturdy and so unmoved by things. And yeah, and then now being a therapist, I'm like, nope, that's not true. I definitely have times when I am just not feeling my best, and I'm in one at the moment, and I think I've been there for probably a couple of weeks. I think there are many different elements to it. There's nothing, the big that's going on in my life that I'm dealing with. I think it is a combination of hormones, to be quite honest. I think the age that I'm at, I'm starting to notice hormone changes, and that doesn't always leave me feeling great. So I'm struggling with sleeping. Anyone in perimenopause, which I think is where I'm just entering, is probably familiar. The exhaustion of that as well, of not really sleeping properly, and I'm not going to get into it all over the internet, but that's not helping. I also, in the mornings when I get ready for work, I normally, or just in the morning in general actually, I normally put on the news. I have an interest in knowing what's going on. It's a lot of very depressing things for first thing in the morning, and it doesn't set me up well for the rest of the day sometimes. And at the moment the news is just constantly dire, and the hate in the world and how miserable everyone is, and I think that's not helping. I think that's actually probably the biggest part of why I'm feeling like that, because I'm waking up in the morning, I'm putting the news on because I'm interested and I think it's important to know what's happening. But I think maybe I need to reconsider that and think actually only to take in the news when I'm ready to absorb it, and I don't think maybe first thing in the morning is the right time for me right now. So I think I need to change that and stop putting that on in the morning and actually put something else on that's a bit more uplifting, because the news cycle at the moment is just an endless cycle of doom, it feels like. So that, there's that, and so I think I just feel low. I just feel a bit low myself, like I said, with my body changing, feeling like my brain feels quite overwhelmed at the moment as well. Nothing major at all, nothing major. And I think that's the difference, and maybe that is where the training and being a therapist does help, is because I am kind of in the place of, I feel like that right now. It's okay to feel like that. Everybody does. I'm just a human being. I'm going to be affected by things that I hear, things that I see. And what's really important is that I then look after myself and nurture myself. I know the self-care thing is a bit, it's like the word journey. Oh God, I hate the word journey. But it is just taking my care of myself and knowing that there is nothing specifically wrong. It is just a feeling, and I'm pretty sure it is the feel and the energy in the world right now that is just like everything is a bit much, and I'm really feeling a bit overwhelmed by it all. So I just need to take that step back. And I think what I'll probably film is, I think on Friday, I just need to have a self-care day. I think I think I need to have a day where I'm not watching the news, I'm not scrolling on my phone and seeing all the bad things that are likely happening and all the new bad things that are going to likely have happened by then, and do things I enjoy and take some time for me and to just unwind a little bit and to, yeah, detach from the world, I think, is what is needed. I need to detach from social media, I need to detach from the news, and I just need to focus on things that are making me happy and get into a better space mentally for myself. So maybe I'll show you that. Maybe that's because I don't think I've really filmed on a Friday actually, and Friday is my favourite day of the week. So maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe that will be my next video. Who knows? Anyway, gotta get going. So this is what I've decided to wear. Mock neck, turtle mock neck, whatever it's called. I always get confused. The white collar that I had on the other day in the last video. Blue jeans and my Timberlands because it's not very, it's sunny out there and it's kind of warm. So take the opportunity to wear them where I can. I'm not sure why the dog's barking. As soon as I started talking, he was like, hello. I'm going to use the drive to listen to my book. I'm still listening to The King's Curse by Philippa Gregory. It was a 24-hour book to listen to. I didn't realise that when I downloaded it. I'm okay with it. I absolutely love it. I've got about 10 hours left. I'm loving the book. I think all of her stuff is brilliant. She did The White Princess, the White Queen, The White Princess, The Spanish Princess, which have all had TV adaptations of. But I'm really enjoying The King's Curse, which is about essentially why he couldn't have an heir and the whole politics and what happened with religion because of trying to get this heir and how that shifted everything in the entire country. And you know, history was changed forever, wasn't it, you know, as a result of his quest for an heir. So I'm 10 hours in and we have just got to where he is now with Anne Boleyn and she is now pregnant with what would be his boy. I don't think this is a spoiler. This can't be a spoiler, right? Because everybody learned about this in school. So I don't think I'm spoiling anything because it is based on history and it's from the view of Margaret Pole. And I find her, and she's in all the other books as well, and it's from her point of view and what happened to her. And I'm really enjoying that perspective of it as well. But yeah, I don't think I'm giving any spoilers away when I say I've got to the point where he's now with Anne Boleyn. She's had Elizabeth and she is now pregnant again, which we go on to know that it was a deformed boy and she lost the boy early. And that's when it was then conspired against her to say that she was having relations with her brother. So that's where I am, and I've got 10 hours left. So I am going to enjoy listening to that, and so don't mind a long drive. I have that to listen to. It'll be great. I'm looking forward to it. This is insane. It's only the 1st of October. I mean, I love that section. That's my type of section. This is crazy. Too early. Oh my God, too early. Crazy. I'm back in the car. I just took you into Home Bargains with me and I went into Pets at Home. So I've been to the dentist, went and saw my dad. We didn't go out for coffee. He got some croissants and made a really nice coffee in, so we just sat and had a chat for about an hour, so that was really nice. Yeah, I went into Home Bargains, and I love Christmas. I get so excited for Christmas all of December. Just looking, my lips are really dry. I had the 8-hour cream on when I went to the dentist, and it's all come off since having coffee, and I didn't bring it with me. Should have brought my bag, but I didn't. Yeah, I love a bit of Christmas, but I'm not so sure that actual full aisles of Christmas stuff on the 1st of October, that's excessive to me. Even to me, that's excessive. I expect a few little bits and pieces, a few sort of things trickling in, but mainly Halloween. So to actually see a few little bits trickling in, but to actually see full-blown Christmas fully stocked aisle, bit much. But I can't complain too much, because they did have my gingerbread one. And you know what I said before I left was that I'm not sure if they actually just repackage the gingerbread smell and rename it different things throughout the year, but it was next to the pumpkin chai, which is the one I have at home at the moment, and I smelt it next to that, and I was like, oh no, that is definitely different. The gingerbread is definitely more ginger. So happy I've got those. I look forward to getting these every year around this time. I've smelt a lot of other gingerbread candles, but I have to say that is the best one from Home Bargains, and it lasts so long as well. Like the smell, it has to be on for an hour and the smell lingers forever. Then I saw this seems to be a brand. I love oud. All of my perfumes are oud based because they stay longer. They are more expensive, but you use less and it lasts longer. So I have a lot of oud based perfumes. So I smelt this and I was like, oud wood. There was different ones, but I like the woodiness. I don't like it too sweet. I say that and I wear oud bouquet, which is very sweet, if you ever smelt it. So, oh, look at that. That's actually a fluid. I'm lucky I didn't drop that on myself. It actually smells pretty good. So I've got that for my air freshener at home. It was like £1.50. I mean, that smells pretty. I'm pretty impressed with that actually. And then I went and got the dog his beef hide from Pets at Home, because like last time in my very first videos, like my first 3, he'd had an operation and he couldn't go out and he couldn't exercise, so we try and give him things to do to keep him busy while he can't go out and walk. So I got him a chew because he's probably a little bit bored, and it's not like it's summer to be able to go out and sit outside for ages, you know, and do things outside quite so much. So we'll do some, maybe hiding some cheese around, you know, the house games. That might keep him interested, and tire him out a little bit, because yeah, I can't believe we're back in that boat again, that he's having to not walk too far. Pets are such a worry.